was the song Poison by the Vampirettes. They are a metal group of female vampires. And today I have the opportunity to chat with Belladonna and Datura. So I hope you enjoy this chat. How did the Vampirettes come to be?
So, are you aware of the story of the Wondettes?
A bit.
A little bit, right. Okay. Well, there was a 60s girl group called the Wondettes, who were of the type of the Chiffons and the Shangri-Las, etc., based in Brentford. And fairly soon after forming, were approached by a management company and a manager called Rafe Tucson. And on their very first tour, they boarded a plane with Rafe Tucson to go to New York, and they were supposed to be playing at Radio Music City. And the plane never arrived at the other end. Nobody ever heard of them again. And it never really made much of a splash in the papers because England were playing the World Cup in 1966, and that was pretty much what the papers were full of. So it became a kind of footnote in history. Nobody really heard anything about their disappearance or even sort of noticed very much. And the reason that we know about that story is because we were the Wondettes, and Rafe Tucson is an anagram of Nosferatu. So I'll let you imagine how that plane journey ended. Needless to say, we ended up in Transylvania for a while. And we decided to travel about the world and do various things separately and keeping out of the way, keeping in the shadows. Nobody really knew anything about what had happened to us. We decided that there wasn't really enough rock being played by women.
And vampires were underrepresented.
Yeah, vampires are definitely underrepresented in the rock scene, and I think it's about time that was remedied, really. So we decided that we had plenty of time to learn how to play instruments because obviously we were a vocal group before. So we spent several decades learning how to play instruments. Well, should I say the rest of them really did. I'm fronting the band, so I didn't learn how to play guitar. I've still never really mastered that, although I have tried. But the rest of them are quite good. So we thought it was about time that we launched ourselves on the planet. And we went into the studio last February actually, and recorded the single that you've got. And of course, we were just about to launch ourselves on the world when the pandemic hit, which was slightly unfortunate for us as well, because our food source suddenly wasn't going outside very much. So it was tricky for a few weeks, but but we managed to survive down in the crypt. But then one of our guitarists had an unfortunate accident with a Venetian blind during the daytime, and unfortunately the sunlight hit her and she turned to dust, as happens with vampires. So that was the end of Susie Strickling. So we had to go and find another vampire guitarist, which we thought was going to be a bit more difficult than it actually was, because bizarrely, Datura, who's with me today talking to you, if she ever gets a word in edgeways, was actually here before us. She's been a vampire for much, much longer than we have. I'll let her explain.
So I played at the court of Henry VIII as a lute player, and I actually don't really remember my coming into my vampire life, so I have a bit of amnesia regarding that time. But anyway, I ended up at his court and fulfilled my transition there, watching Henry VIII, shall I say, ways with society and how he affected everyone losing their heads. So that's really my story. I've been a lute player for a long time, but eventually, also around, I guess, the 60s and 70s, I started picking up a guitar, influenced by Jimi Hendrix, one of the best undead players, although not many people know about this. And yeah, the rest is history.
So what are your plans like for the future with all this?
World domination.
World domination?
Yeah. World domination, yes. Well, I think we want to raise the profile of of women, and particularly female vampires in rock music, because there are very few.
There's some working in the shadows, but
Yeah.
we're setting the example.
Yeah, it's time. It's time everybody. Well, we don't want them to step into the light, because that wouldn't work.
We need to work on the accessibility options for vampires coming to shows and festivals, actually.
Yeah,
That's another thing we're going to have to campaign for.
yeah, more nighttime festivals.
Mhm.
That's and particularly during the summer months, that they tend to stop doing the music about the time when we want to come outside. As the longer days are no good for us.
The question I have is how are you going to be on stage?
Oh, well, that's the thing, is just we can only play festivals at night. A lot of people don't realise that the whole thing about vampires not being able to be seen or to having photographs taken of them is because of the silver content of the films, but they're not anymore. Digital cameras will pick up vampires. Hence, you can actually have photographs of us.
Ooh.
And video coming soon.
Not to mention sunscreen.
Oh yeah, sunscreen. Yeah, I'm not totally convinced by total sunblock. I wouldn't risk it personally. I don't fancy being turned into a pile of dust. No, that would be a bit tragic,
It would really be tragic.
Yeah. Well, as I'm the producer as well, it would be a bit of a problem. The video for the single is currently being edited over in Japan at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Our very secretive video editor is actually doing stuff for the Olympics, so he's over there. But he's also editing our video at the same time, so that's quite nice. So hopefully that will be unleashed upon the planet in about a month's time. And of course, the single's going to be released on Friday the 13th of August. I mean, what other date could it be released on, really, but Friday the 13th?
It totally makes sense to do it on that date.
Absolutely. But most people we're aware don't bother with downloads anymore. Mm-hmm. But it's available on all the streaming platforms. And you can actually pre-save the single on Spotify at the moment. Any of the Vampirettes social media sites, there are links to where you can do that. But you can pre-save the single on Spotify, so that the second it goes live, it's there on your playlist. And what could be better than that?
Thank you.
Instant undead joy. And we'll be playing a gig. I suspect it's probably going to be our debut gig at the Cabin in Rains Park in London.
Okay, the Cabin?
Yeah, that's in Rains Park in London. And that's on the 28th of October as part of a whole Halloween fest that they're doing down there. So we will be playing on the Thursday night, 28th of October. But there are only limited tickets, so I'd advise anybody that actually wants to go to that gig that if you haven't got a ticket already, please go to the Cabin website and book one. Otherwise, you might not get in.
You don't want to miss this.
Oh no, definitely don't want to miss this. It's going to, I mean, the Cabin go overboard as it is with Halloween stuff, but they haven't seen what we're going to do. So it will be filmed for posterity.
For all the undead children in the world.
Yes.
We believe the undead children are the future.
Yeah, we do. What else can I tell you?
Well,
about?
how many of you are in the group?
Okay, well, there's me, Belladonna, and Datura on guitar. There is also Artemisia on guitar. Mm-hmm. We have Violet Mandrakia on the drums. And the dark horse of the band is Deadly Nightshade. She doesn't really say an awful lot, but when she does, it's usually fairly interesting. Deadly Nightshade, she's on bass. So that will be your favourite person being a bass player. But there's another one. She doesn't really say very much, does she?
No, she's quite quiet.
Yeah, until she gets behind the drum kit. And then she's terrifying.
So basically, you're all based in London?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
We can't tell you where because it's a secret location, obviously.
Well, of course.
We don't want vampire hunters coming after us with stakes and things. So.
Yeah.
Waving garlic at us. You have less sunlight there than we do, so
Depending on where you are.
so there's some places in Canada that would probably be really, really good for vampires.
Yeah, I'm thinking Montreal maybe.
Oh,
Seems like a pretty
Possibly.
mm-hmm. Pretty undead place, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never been. It would be quite good to see if any of our undead brethren are
there.
there. Yes, there's a huge rock fraternity there. I'm sure at least one of them must be.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Death metal community there, so
Mm.
there's quite a few undead actually among the death metal community. Except you wouldn't know because they wouldn't tell you.
Is the single that you're releasing actually working into an album?
Potentially, although I suspect the album probably won't contain any covers.
Mhm.
I suspect.
Okay.
Yes, it's something that I'm going to be talking to the band about. But yes, although initially we are presenting a show of songs that people know, and we will be doing quite a lot of that in our live shows.
Mhm.
When we do an album, it probably will be mainly original
Mhm.
stuff. But we thought it would be quite good to introduce ourselves to the world with one by the Lord of Darkness and theatrical rock himself, Mr. Alice Cooper. Yes. So we hope he enjoys our tribute to his greatness. I'm not sure if he's heard it yet, but I'm going to make sure he does very soon.
Well,
I have a friend at Planet Rock, and he does a show on there, and I'm hoping he's going to hear it. So, yeah, Planet Rock don't know they've got a member of the undead actually on the crew, but they do.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm. They're everywhere, hiding in plain sight. It's just, it's we need more exposure in society, I feel.
We do.
Yeah. Vampires are severely underrepresented, and I know the werewolves feel that as well. But
Yeah, and the zombies kind of as well.
yeah, I
They
think
get a real bad rap.
yeah, they do. Yeah, zombies have been getting a really bad rap recently, but
It's real sad.
But yeah, I just wanted to point out to people who watch Twilight, vampires don't twinkle. Thank you very much.
We don't put glitter all over our bodies.
No, not unless we deliberately want to do a glam metal set or something. But yes, no, vampires don't twinkle. That I can absolutely categorically tell you that. We don't twinkle. So whoever wrote that one in needs to get their head a wobble. That was just corpsing. I can hear it. What else would you like to know?
You're doing well on your own, I'm telling you. I just can sit back and listen and try to keep a straight face.
You're not taking this very seriously at all, are you?
Twinkling vampires?
Well, that's what we said when we saw them.
Yeah,
It was just like, really? I was thinking,
I'm a True Blood fan.
You're a True Blood fan. Well, they didn't twinkle in True Blood.
No, they did not.
No. Okay, yeah, but it was Twilight. Twinkling vampires, no.
No.
Unrealistic.
No, it's very unrealistic.
Look, you're doing the same thing that Kiss did. You're using that makeup to
I can't imagine where we got that idea from, can you? Well, we don't want to be recognisable in public.
right.
That's what it is,
Yeah.
You know. So when we go out at night, we don't want to be recognised.
Yeah, it would give away our,
Our identity. Yeah, we don't.
And then how can we get food if everyone knows, hey, that's that vampire? over there.
Yeah, exactly. We go, oh look, vampire, run. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, we can only be in the public eye if they can't recognise us when we're just out. Yeah, we get some minions to come and do things for us.
Yeah, familiars maybe.
Some familiars, yeah. yeah, sort of like slightly bitten people who then have to do our bidding. That's
Yeah, familiars are like our, servants who want to become vampires, and that's why they
yeah.
kind of hang around and do stuff for us.
Yeah, other rock bands have those where they call them groupies, don't they? You're going to be seeing much more of us everywhere, hopefully. I've done radio and press and gigs and hopefully across the pond. I don't know. We've talked to somebody over in the US who's interested in getting over there, so we'll see.
Well,
see.
that'll be nice for you if you can get over there.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Yeah,
but,
it would be.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, there's different people in power in the US now, so it may be slightly easier to arrange.
Hopefully.
Yeah, than it was, but
well,
we shall see. But we're certainly looking forward to getting out there and spreading the undead word.
Look forward to talking to you at another time.
Yeah, we'll do. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.